His jacket on, late to the grid there for Jake. Revs up in Moto2. We wait for the lights to go out. Good start from the speed up of Gianantonio, not so good for Sam Lowes on the front row. Marini it is that lead.
Nini from 10th, he's already around the outside of Sam Lowes into the first corner. Great launch off the line then by the number 30.
Retaliate on Enea Bastianini as we make our way through turn 4.
A few times this year Sam Lowes has struggled to move up the inside, no way through. They're trying to attack Bezzecchi down the hill into turn 5. Bezzecchi standing firm. There's Dixon.
Martin struggled on that opening lap. He's not had a race start for a while, but he's got work to do already.
At the moment, the Gianantonio Navarro to keep the pressure on early doors, while Bastianini, Bezzecchi and Lowes try to find their
perfect start for him as Sam Lowes looks to go up the inside of Enea Bastianini, but he finds Bezzecchi's bike right in his way. Produced a bit of a gap actually to the top 3. He'll make it round and through on this opening lap, which I executed to perfection for him from pole position.
The Gianantonio then in second, Navarro on that first lap. Bit of a gap then back to Bezzecchi, who's under pressure from Bastianini. Lowes running a tight inside. He's up into that top 5.
Yeah, good move that, but it sort of made you wince a bit because it looked very, very tight. The run with Marini got a lot of work to do now to try and find a way through on Marco Bezzecchi. And then Ini as well, number 16, the American.
Yeah, Roberts getting his elbows out. He's made a couple of aggressive moves already away after a good launch off the line.
Jorge Martin's dropped all the way back to 13th place now, and Ramirez all up the final point spot at the moment is Remy Gardner. He's moved up 1 spot from 16th on the grid.
Yeah, good for Luca Marini as they climb up through into the stadium section.
He crashed from a great position here last year, didn't he? Speed to go well around this circuit in Catalunya. Can he challenge Luca?
Antonio, an Italian 1-2, then a bit of a gap back, almost half a second to Jorge Navarro, who's in turn on the inside of Sam Lowes. Can't make it through. Bastianini at the moment not able to run the pace of the man in front. Excellent rhythm from the Spaniard.
Yeah, home circuit, of course. He is a Catalan himself, number 97. He's just behind his team wide, and is he going to lose ground again? He does. He's got to be careful of Joe Roberts there. He will have, though, the inside line going into turn 5.
He's getting really beaten up here. He's been picked up by Dixon at turn 5. That almost allowed Xavi Vierge through as well.
Not bad at all. This is interesting. Marini then leads, but Gianantonio closing down that gap. Now Sam Lowes is into 4th. Can he pull himself closer a bit in the opening laps here, Matt, to get himself into any rhythm?
Yeah, he was worried yesterday. He had that crash at turn 2 to push as hard as he wants. He's just trying to get those tyres up to nice optimum working temperature, because as we've shown it,
no, that's not going to be a points finish then for Stefano Manzi or Dalla Porta.
Yeah, Dalla Porta was on course for a 3rd successive point scoring finish in Moto2. At the moment, the speed up, the corner speed of the speed up through turn 3 looks better than the Calyx at the moment.
Marini to make this a race, one of them being Sam Lowes in 4th. Aaron Canette's in 10th place. And then, is that Dalla Porta who's crashed again?
Time to park it, son.
So this will be the first incident.
Well, Manzi's done it. Well, who was that on the inside of Manzi?
That's a bit of a hit coming. Thank you very much for that.
Hey, how loose was he? How hard was he pushing that front Dunlop tyre into Turk out at all? He was in far too hot. All the hard work to do again now for the Spaniard.
Well, that was like Greg Hancock into ground now, though. Further back as well to Sam Lowes in 4th. So we come across the line. Marini it is that's still leading.
Yeah, that's a lot faster than Luca Marini, race leader. 3/10 quicker than Marini. His 43.998 was his, looking really, really strong. Looks like there was 3 Italians involved in that incident. Dalla Porta, Manzi and Buliga.
Swarming all over the back of Luca Marini's Calyx, but obviously wants to make a move and make...
Canette's got some good rhythm. In fact, he's ahead of Xavi Vierge. Hey, that was tight, wasn't it, between Bezzecchi and Roberts? That's cost. He's going the wrong way as well, like Bastianini, and there's a face as long as a wet Sunday.
Do pay some riders who are paying for the qualifying, of course. They just can't get themselves anywhere near the top. 18th.
Yeah, and I was just about to say Canette's having an excellent ride. He started way down in 9th now with Xavi Vierge.
Board there with Sam Lowes in 4th. He's closed that gap down. There might be another far. The start finish straight we go. 17 to go. It was a 43.7 from Lowes. Start finish straight, and he's up into 3rd.
He makes light work, Lowes, of Navarro, doesn't he, on the brakes into the first.
Bezzecchi then 7th ahead of Bastianini. Then it's Vierge and Canette.
Good old Transact. Bezzecchi struggling. Hasn't got rhythm at all. A couple of mistakes early on. Last lap was a 44.6. That was...
Find himself a place on the grid for 2021. he can keep it. Result for Luca Marini with the two speed-ups close there, and Sam Lowe's at the moment not an immediate threat.
In terms of race pace on worn tyres, he's worked a lot on tyre durability. Of course, we get another top 6 finish. Now, Navarro's got his hands full now of Joe Roberts, hasn't he?
Vierge then is up to 7th, Canet's up to 8th, Bezzecchi in 12th. What happens? Looking to pounce on Fabio Di Gianantonio, not this time into turn 5.
It was a big mistake by Luca Marini. So something went horribly wrong for Bezzecchi. Lowe is now over 1.6 seconds behind Sam Lowe's in 3rd place, and he's got his work cut out, keeping Joe
control there into
just a bit.
Turn 10. That nearly sent the pair of them into Barcelona.
Marini won't know that. He will not know how close that was. The drama unfolding behind him, but Sam Lowe's was a little bit
snap out a bit, and that's exactly what happened
for the Gianantonio and Lowe's to get mired together, because Marini put in his fastest lap of the race. 0.2 seconds between Marini and Sam Lowe's.
Let's have a look then on the brakes. He came from a long way back, committed to the move.
They were pretty fortunate, weren't they, to get away with that one, the pair of them.
Luke, well, the time saw it coming, managed to sit up a bit. Now further back, there's Navarro's desperately trying to hold off Joe. In fact, Canet's up now, he's just into 7th place.
He just got Bastianini on the brakes in the turn 5. Stunning, sensational. Bit of a blip last time out in Misano too, but apart from that, he's been red hot all year.
On the time screens on the left, is this going to be a disaster for
dire 10 minutes or so for Petronas Sprinter Racing? Tough one to take for Jake.
The second out, and Joe Roberts is now up into 4th.
Marshall saying, yeah, I'm okay, but this is going to be Razlan Razli. The high ecstatic, delirious, having signed Valentino Rossi for his Petronas Yamaha team next year in MotoGP. They had top 6s on the cards.
Yep, absolutely spot on, Matt. That is racing. You know, there's so much coming up at 3 o'clock local time. Now, this gap is completely diminished at the front. Little twitch a moment ago as well from Luca Marini.
No rhythm at all. He's about to get swallowed up by Augusto Fernandez. I mean, look, Canet got him about, what, a lap than Sam Lowe's.
Onto the home. This is Bezzecchi. Good lap from him last time. He's in 10th, but something clearly happened to him in order to put him to 9th place. He made light work of the Swiss rider there.
Yeah, Navarro's got nothing for Roberts. That gap now between the
lap 6, turn 10, on board with Marco Bezzecchi.
That was a costly mistake. Look how many places he's losing.
Ramirez had the pace. He didn't get a great start. He lost 5-6 places, but he started to now pick off a few. Luca Marini and Sam Lowe's, and you've got to think it's a matter of Sam Lowe's right now is not an immediate threat in this World Championship. He's a pretty smart guy.
He has not cracked, he has not buckled, and he's looked so solid at the moment. A little bit of time again on this lap. First sector was where Sam Lowe's was so strong.
Across the
told Luca Marino's pitbull the pace of Sam Lowe's, 43.6, just letting him know exact counter, and then think, okay, if that's the speed that Lowe's is carrying right now, if I can just carry this momentum to half race distance. So there's a long way for Marini to keep himself ahead of Sam Lowe's.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's taken Lowe's. He's really comfortable, isn't he, in these first couple of sectors, like you say.
Yeah, his eyes just lighting up right now, Sam Lowe's. 3:10.
He's on him up through turn 7, flick it right through turn 8. This is the corner coming up where the
43.849 from the number 44. He's going to get his claws into Navarro pretty quickly, and then
the Moto2 is so close, and I feel so sorry for those.
Somebody was out wide there, Steve. Sorry, at turn 10. I'm not quite sure.
Net's hard work then. It's got to be done all over again. I was just about to say that, and he's down in 24th place. That's how close it is in Moto2. Right, two toes might just fancy a move into turn 5.
There is Canet, who's now dropped on the previous lap, so he'd actually gained 13 places from a pretty poor qualifying. 19th he was zone 4, turn 10, like the man ahead of him, Marco Bezzecchi, did as well. So turn 10 not been kind to Canet, and Bezzecchi
enough on this lap, but Marini will be able to hear him now. That's Di Gianantonio in 3rd, Gardner's in 13th, it's 14th for Nagashima, and 15th right now for Hector Garzo.
Because Navarro is 1.3 seconds ahead of Enea Bastianini, who's now under pressure from Fernandez. Was that Fernandez back?
Every point important here for Enea Bastianini with Marini lead. Marini is going to have his hands full in a second. I think Sam Lowe's is weighing up Italian out front. Where does the move come as they cross the line? With 10 laps to go wise, Sam Lowe's on top. Through turn 3, and it's, if we could stay with Sam a bit, the race leader. Out of 3 then, into 4 now. Let's see how much he can close.
You can see Lowe's there. Nice little look about the riding style comparison between the two and how they're attacking turn 3. He's so good in this position. And it's just eyes coursing through those veins of Marini. He's not going to get rattled. He's not to really try and force the issue here.
Navarro's just found a bit of speed again.
And an excellent 50th Grand Prix so far in his career for Joe Roberts. Just what he would have wanted, a return to the top part of the Misano 2 last weekend.
His first podium of this 2020 season. Across the line we go then with 9 laps now to go, and that time around responded the World Championship leader.
Bastianini, as he so often does, personal best lap of his race, 43.934. Only a tenth quicker though than Navarro, so still
with the SAG team for next year. Tony Arbolino taking his spot in the Liqui Moly Intact team. 42, who's in line here for his best result in Moto2.
At turn 10, but he's hanging on in there to his credit. On course for his first top 6.
He's taking a couple of tenths out in sector 2. Hard braking now into turn 10. Still. And there goes Navarro through on Joe Roberts, but he's not been able to.
Behind Fabio Di Gianantonio. So the podium's still on with 9 laps to go. The extra breathing space Di Gianantonio's going to have. Somkiat Chantra's retired. His dreadful last 2 vital hopes, they've completely evaporated now.
So he battles on screen at the moment between number 16 here. As Navarro goes through, can this time he make it stick?
And then both of them haven't worked out for Jorge Navarro. Maybe it'll be third time lucky next time around. Well, this is now a case, Steve, of who's kept the best life in that rear tyre. Slipstream, is he going to attack Luca Marini on the brakes into the first corner? He's going for it on the inside. Marini, first time.
It's the perfect block pass into turn 1, because you know that if you run it deep, you're flicking left into turn. Well, Marini will know straight away, won't he, whether or not he's got anything left for Sam Lowe. Showed up earlier in the week, of course. World Superbike were here last weekend. Be cheering on Luca Marini's already taken a couple of tenths out of him just in that sector alone.
Come through that fast turn 9. What does Marini do here? Really a potent threat in the World Championship, still quite a few points adrift, so what will Marini do? Will he really risks?
Do you give Sam Lowe the confidence of a race win? Gift wrap it. Do you know what?
Careful.
Side of the curbs through turn 7, 6 laps left.
That battle still behind Di Gianantonio, so it looks like that little scrap is giving Di Gianantonio all the breathing space.
He's got a long lap penalty. This is not the first penalty he's had. Moto2.
Yeah, there he is at the moment behind Tetsuta Nagashima, just ahead of Hector Gartho, who's on limits too often, then Remy Gardner, so the long lap penalty coming his way.
It's Augusto Fernandez is entertained by it, because he's closing in. You can just see in the background there, barrier from Marini. So Marini's deciding at the moment, well, I'm ready to pick up the pieces. One mistake, Sam.
Luca Marini's potential and strengths and weaknesses for a long lap, a lot of laps, and now it's the turn of Luca Marini. MotoGP stewards, you get 3 chances, then you get the warning, and then if you do it, victory.
Yeah, and Luca Marini will have seen every single bit of that as well. And if he can carry on applying the pro and Roberts, but Navarro is quicker.
Yeah, and Augusto Fernandez yet again was about 4 tenths faster than Joe Roberts ahead of him. Top 5. Here's the onboard of Sam Lowe's start. Again, not the best of starts, was it? The initial launch side into the first corner as well.
Oh, yeah, and Bastianini as well. I mean, that's what would make this such a great win for Sam.
That was all. Marini yet again. Another personal. Big questions being asked here of Luca Marini. He's having to work so hard to keep tabs with Sam Lowe's.
He can sniff out Joe Roberts now with a few laps left. That would be precious points indeed. He'll be praying of Luca Marini, so that would limit some damage for him.
Yeah, just look there like scrap list between Bastianini and Fernandez. Fernandez was the pole man here last year. He was on a tough week he had in 2019 on the Kalex chassis.
Tom Lutey's going south. He's just lost a place to his teammate Marcel Schrotter. All that 2 tenths still being kept incredibly honest and being made to work for it, Sam Lowe's from Luca Marini.
Ring between 2 and 3 tenths of a second.
It'd be a nervy last lap though if they go into it with a couple of flags to come out right now. Been a long drawn out wait for victory. Fierce again, but he's going to have to work hard for it because the World Championship leader was quicker again on
as well for third between the Gian Antonio and Navarro, the speed up teammates. Navarro just set his fastest lap of the race and
running out of rear tyre here, and Luca Marini knows it. He was a bit sideways through turn 3 then, was closing stages in Moto2. Oh, and he was almost out of the seat as well.
Yeah, and this is just going to encounter a few problems, a few twitches, a bit too much movement on that rear tyre.
Would be, but he knows that it would really psychologically be a big blow to the opposition. Wasn't he through 10?
Just a minuscule mistake by Lowe, just in hot by what, half a metre off.
Better tyre life, rear grip. That means he'd be able to get in the slipstream on the start-finish straight and pull straight alongside.
Could be the key thing, couldn't it? How much tyre did Lowe's use up trying to get through from 5th place? Marini out of the slipstream in the pits with 2 to go.
Yeah, Lowe's is struggling with rear grip here. Up towards turn 4 we go. Has Lowe's got to retaliate quickly. You can see here rear grip wise again, that's not
quite good drive. They're now into turn 6 for Sam Lowe's.
He's throwing his 2.
Luca Marini will not know it at this stage, but Sam Lowe's in hot at turn 6.
He could have settled for second. A ruthless champions ride from Luca Marini into turn.
In that moment, Somkiat Chantra, well, he's down, crashed at turn 2 by Sam Lowe's. I don't think he's going to be able to get back on tabs with Luca Marini.
Gian Antonio has managed to respond. He should be okay now. Yellow flags into turn 1, just not to barge his way through to the front. And how much tyres going full gas. Fabio Di Gian Antonio would be a great podium for him.
Yeah, he's well on clap. The Navarro and Roberts ahead of him. 7/10 quicker than Jorge Navarro. His challenge is coming too little too late.
And 10, that one's coming any second now. Oh, tight there. There is Navarro, Roberts and Danae.
To get that time claw back on Navarro and Joe Roberts now. So Navarro looks like he's going to take that 4th place.
Marini, he was asked questions and he's answered them. He wins here in Barcelona. A good effort from Sam again in the hands of Fabio Di Gian Antonio, and it's been a long time coming that. Bastianini has lost big. Good effort there. Yeah. A lot of respect between Marini and Sam Lowe's and Luca.
Okay, as he tumbled through the gravel trap. He had to work hard for that one, didn't he? Exceptionally hard, Luca Marini.